because what the military is preparing for is big, and it's going to affect every last one of us tuning in. So I want a scenario. As you see that in the background, this is just the potential of what could be. And you might hear the training background, but just ignore that. The exercises that they're preparing for, we're about to get you into. Before I get into it, though, just remember all the cyber attacks that we've already been hit with is prominent to what is going to happen. Gas, meat, water, lots of stuff been hit. So I want to lead you into what they said during this specific drill and what would be specifically pinpointed. They actually talk about the West Coast and then what else will follow. What's going on? What's going on, everybody, for tuning in? So I want to ask you a question after I show you this. Here it is right here, Warzone. National Guard just simulated a cyber attack that brought down utilities nationwide. June 23rd, 2021. New report. And I'm going to get into the deeper part of it where they tell you exactly what they expect and how it's going to come in and everything. So the exercise is called Cyber Yankee. And if you're tuning in live right now, have you even heard of this? Did anybody ever tell you this? Is anybody online talking about this right now? Because this is something we need to get out for sure. So I'm going to go down into the report. National Guardsmen just completed a 2-week training exercise which saw them respond to a simulated cyber attack that took out critical utilities across the United States. The exercises have become an annual event, but this year took on even more significance after coming on the heels of several major ransomware and cyber attacks that crippled large parts of American infrastructure in the recent months. Now let's get deeper into it. They actually talk about what parts would be affected as far as the West Coast. Here it is, another report. National Guard's units prepare for cyber warfare. And so, going into it, it says the 2-week training conducted by National Guard's troops stationed across New England, offering a situation in which cyber attacks took down West Coast utilities, then moved eastward across the country. So basically saying it's going to hit the West Coast, and I'm not saying 100% is going to start with the West Coast, but they clearly say from the West, it'll then spread even more from there. So why is this so important? Because that's specific strategic points that's been hit. And as far as the water hacks and everything else happening, where was it at? It was in the West. It was over there by California. It also hit areas in the South too a little bit, but not more than the West. Private sector technology companies were involved in the exercise, which meant to enhance real-life approach to the simulated crisis. Unlike Cyber Yankee 2020, this year's new version was in person, with the virtual involvement of the FBI, Department of Homeland Security, Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, Federal Energy Regulation Commission, and U.S. Cyber Command. So teams dealt with real-life malware to practice responses to threats from simulated threat actors played by active reserve Marine Corps defense cyberspace. So it says you're talking about the local level straight connected to U.S. Cyber Command and their resources they have. So again, this is what they're game planning for. And then they talk about invasions of Taiwan and other areas. This was just 2 hours ago posted. Army Brigade posted to China, posted to Taiwan other ways to counter China. And so I'm going to play a little bit of this clip, what this guy talks about. But leading you into this, this is the scenario that we've been getting prepped for. And I was telling y'all this for a while. I'm going to let you hear what he says about invasions and everything else and talking to the military. So as you tune in right now live, asking the question, hot chicken and turkey necks and chicken fries. My God. So let's just basically get into this video. And I wanted to ask one other question. Are they projecting this because it's going to happen in a different location, you think? Or are they projecting this because they want the population to actually get ready? Either way, you better be ready. You better not be dropping your spaghetti. You better rack up on all that and get all that ready, okay? So I'm going to play this clip. Somebody says, thank you, JW. Someone explain. I'm about to go ahead and play this clip.
So nowadays, pretty much all experts agree any potential major conflict with the United States would come with either Russia or China. And so China's development and growth is seen as probably the most threatening, especially their global influence.
Y'all
so
hear
how
it
could
now,
a war
right?
with China break out? Well, we talked to military experts, both in and out of uniform, and they came up with pretty much two scenarios. One, a full-scale invasion or threatened invasion of Taiwan, or a misstep or overstep in the South China Sea. Basically, Chinese ships bumping up against U.S. ships and someone fires. So we talked to those experts and found a little bit more about what each service would contribute to that kind of scenario. So for the Navy, they're key to this entire fight. Basically, it's a maritime operation through and through. A lot of ships are coming into play. Most of 7th Fleet, a good chunk, or all of 3rd Fleet is going to back them up. They're going to bring in ships from Hawaii, from Guam. They're going to bring in aerial assets.
So you heard what he said about some of that. And so this is the looming scenario that they're already prepping for. So it's interesting to me that we talk about it could stem from the West Coast. What's in the West Coast? Anybody in the comment section, what's in the West Coast? What's more significant about the West Coast? Obviously, they just buzzed ships off Hawaii just a couple of days ago. And so obviously we have some ports in California, so Chinese and stuff like that, we get it. They could come in through California and other things like that, even though I don't know if they would actually come in like that because they would be defended. But with the global agenda at hand and everything at the reset agenda, what's going to be affected the most? Me and you, the common person. So once again, I'm going to say it. Download the app Picture This and get it. Identify plants. Get all that ready. Stock up on food. Stock up on water. Get everything you need. Be prepared for the coming scenario because we've already been hit this year. It's kind of insane to sit here and say, well, no, ain't nothing gonna happen, and stuff has been happening already. So I mean, the naive reality to say, well, it's just it's normal. It's just, yeah, you've been normalized to everything, right? I mean, not you tuning in, but I'm just saying most of the people who don't even know that the coming agenda looms over us, they've been normalized to these events. And so now this is a new coming situation where they're saying we're preparing for cyber attacks, and militarily it's going to take out utilities of the entire nationwide United States. So blatantly, openly coming out and saying that now. Somebody says Cascadia subduction zone. JW keeping it real. Definitely, please everybody, if you could do a favor, share this out and get it everywhere. Remember, I am Uncontrolled Consciousness. That will be below. You can see the product, but also donate to support the broadcast as we're going to continue to get this information out before everything critically goes down. Did you even know about the West Coast was a pivotal pinpoint of the military if the cyber attack happened, and it's going to spread to the East Coast, they say. Get this out, please. This is an important video, and thanks for tuning in, everybody.